last lecture, we have derived Schrodinger's time dependent wave equation, which in 3 dimension can be stated as minus h cross square upon 2m del square psi plus v psi equal to ih cross dabba psi by dabba t. So this is Schrodinger's time dependent wave equation in a 3 dimension. The way to remember this equation is it gives us total energy of a quantum mechanical system, kinetic energy plus potential energy equal to total energy. But the important and crucial point is kinetic energy written in an operator form, potential energy written in an operator form equal to total energy in an operator form operating on state function psi. What is important in this equation is here psi and v, wave function, and potential energy or potential, both are functions of r and t. Both are functions of space coordinate r or position coordinate r and time t, where r stands for xyz, xyz. So this is very important point, that both psi and v, they are space as well as time dependent in a Schrodinger's time dependent wave equation. Let us look at the properties of this particular wave equation. The first property of this equation is, this is partial differential equation of a second order in a space coordinate and first order in time. And the way a wave function changes, or how wave function psi changes with time, is given by or is decided by the term dabba psi by dabba t. So what this equation tells us is that how a physical state of a quantum mechanical system evolves with time is given by this particular term dabba psi by dabba t, which is time dependent, and hence the name time dependent wave equation. So this is the first property, that it is second order in space coordinate and first order in time. Then second property of this particular equation is, it is linear differential equation. It is linear differential equation of the type d2y by dx square dy by dx plus y equal to 0. A linear differential equation is one in which dependent variable such as y, in this case y, and independent variable, they appear, the the dependent variable and the independent variable appear in a first order. So the product terms like y dy by dx, these terms are absent. Such a terms are absent in linear differential equation. The important property associated with linear differential equation is that if psi 1 and psi 2, in this particular case being a second order linear differential equation, if psi 1 and psi 2 are the two solutions of this equation. Why there are two solutions? Because it is second order and hence it has two independent solutions, namely psi 1 and psi 2. If psi 1 and psi 2 are the two solutions of this equation, then their linear combination, namely a psi 1 plus b psi 2, their linear combination a psi 1 plus b psi 2, where a and b are constant, is also solution for the equation. So this is very important property. This is this is what is called as the principle of superposition, is built in the differential equation itself. So principle of superposition, namely a psi 1 plus b psi 2, is built in this time dependent Schrodinger equation. Then third property of this particular equation is that this is basically a non-relativistic wave equation. It is expected to explain only those phenomena involving non-relativistic velocities of the particles. So it will explain only those phenomena which involves non-relativistic speed or non-relativistic velocities. Then fourth property of this equation is based on the conservation of probability, and therefore this equation cannot be applied to the processes involving conversion of matter into energy or vice versa. So for such a conversion processes you cannot apply this particular equation. The reason is it is based on conservation of probability. The probability must be conserved, and therefore for conversion processes you cannot apply this particular equation. Now from this time dependent Schrodinger equation in 3 dimension, we are going to derive time independent Schrodinger equation. So our next article is time independent Schrodinger equation. Time independent Schrodinger equation. Schrodinger equation. It is also called as steady state or stationary state Schrodinger equation. There are 3 names, either time independent or steady state or stationary state Schrodinger equation. The starting point of the derivation of this equation is time dependent Schrodinger equation in 3 dimension. So we derive time independent form from time dependent form. So our starting point is Schrodinger's time dependent wave equation in 3 dimension is minus h cross square upon 2m del square psi plus v psi equal to IH cross dabba psi by dabba t. So this is our starting point, and the important thing to be remembered is in this equation both psi as well as v, potential energy or potential, they depend on r and t. But in a quantum mechanics, in a quantum mechanical world, most of the system, just like the classical system or in a classical world, the systems have their potential energy which depends only on a position. It is independent of time. For most of the system, this particular observation is valid. Most of the systems, most of the quantum mechanical systems like a classical system, they have potential energy which depends on R and is independent of T. So V depends only on R. So we are going to make a crucial assumption that the system under consideration, the quantum mechanical system under consideration, has a potential energy which depends only on R and is independent of T. Then this particular partial differential equation can be solved by a technique what is called as method of separation of variable or technique of separation of variables. What happens by this particular technique? If you are applying this technique to partial differential equation we mean PDE, then by method of separation of variable, this gets transformed to, or this gets converted to ordinary differential equation. So by method of separation of variable, partial differential equation will become ordinary differential equation. And this particular technique, in this particular technique, what we do is we assume solution of the equation in a product form, product of functions. So the solution of this partial differential equation, solution of this time dependent Schrodinger equation is expression for psi, so which is function of r and t. So I am going to assume solution of this equation in the form of product of functions like u function of r and capital T function of t. So psi being function of position and time, I am going to assume the two functions or the product function, the product of two functions in which u depends only on r and t depends only on t. Okay, so u depends only on r, t depends only on t. And then by assuming this particular solution, what I am going to do is I am going to replace this del square. So somehow I have to obtain expression for this del square from this assumed solution in a product form. I have to obtain expression for dabba psi by dabba t, and I will replace those quantities, namely del square psi and dabba psi by dabba t, from this particular equation. So how to obtain del square psi? First of all, what we will do is we will differentiate this equation, differentiating this with respect to x, So if I am differentiating psi with respect to x, then I will get dabba psi by dabba x. Why partial derivative? Because psi depends on three space coordinate, namely x, y, z, and since y, z as well as t, they are kept constant, I have to write partial derivative here, dabba psi by dabba x. Similarly, u depends on r means x, y, z, so t will be treated as a constant being function of a t, and then I will get dabba u by dabba x. One more derivative of this equation will give me dabba 2 psi by dabba x square equal to t times dabba 2u by dabba x square. And similarly, I will get expressions for dabba 2 psi by dabba y square as a t times dabba 2u by dabba y square, and dabba 2 psi by dabba z square will be t times dabba 2u by dabba z square. So what are the expressions that I have got from this? What I have done, I have differentiated this solution, which is assumed in a product form, twice with respect to space coordinate x, y, z. Dabba 2 psi by dabba x square gives me t times dabba 2u by dabba x square. Why partial derivative? Because u is function of x, y, z, and we are treating y and z constant. Similarly here, when I am differentiating it with respect to y, I am treating x and z constant, and therefore partial derivative dabba 2u by dabba y square. Similarly, in this equation, I am treating x and y constant and differentiating it with respect to z. So these are the three terms that I have got for dabba 2 psi by dabba x square, dabba 2 psi by dabba y square, dabba 2 psi by dabba z square. Then, so this is our equation number 3. Now, what I will do is I will differentiate equation 2 with respect to time, So what I will get? Dabba psi by dabba t. Why partial derivative? Because x, y, z or r is treated as a constant. Then u as it is, u will be treated as a constant, and ordinary derivative of t, because t depends only on a single variable t, and therefore instead of partial derivative I will get ordinary derivative here. Okay, dabba psi by dabba t is u times dt by dt. This is our equation number 4. Now what I will do is I will add all these three terms together, namely dabba 2 psi by dabba x square plus dabba 2 psi by dabba y square plus dabba 2 psi by dabba z square. So which stands for t is common, t and then dabba 2u by dabba x square plus dabba 2u by dabba y square plus dabba 2u by dabba z square. So what is this? Dabba 2 psi by dabba x square, this second order partial derivatives. This gives me del square psi. And this is t times del square u. So this is the expression which I have got for del square psi. So in this equation, in this time dependent Schrodinger equation, I will replace del square by t times del square u, where u depends on r alone, and dabba psi by dabba t I will replace by u dt by dt. So that is what I am going to do. So what I will get here, if I replace del square psi by that expression, minus h cross square upon 2m is a constant, where m is mass of that particular particle, whose direction of motion is arbitrary direction along x, y, z, and del square psi is replaced by t times del square u, okay, where u depends only on r, plus v depends only on r, and then u depends only on r. You may write here u which depends only on r, vu, because v psi, for psi I have ut, na? U function of r, t multiplied by t, v psi equal to ih cross, and then for dabba psi by dabba t I have u dt by dt by dt. This is our next equation number. So in which I have replaced this thing. So how to simplify this? What I will do is I will divide this equation throughout by ut. Then what I will get? Minus h cross square upon 2m. Then tt will get cancelled. I will get 1 upon u. And then del square u plus. This is divided by ut, so this will get cancelled. V, which depends only on r. And then right hand side is ih cross divided by ut, so 1 over t, u will get cancelled, and then dt by dt by dt. Then this is our equation number 7. What is that? What is the property of this equation? What do you observe? What is the interesting thing of this equation? In this equation, the variables have been separated. LHS depends only on R and RHS depends only on a T. LHS depends only on a position coordinate R and RHS depends only on a time. So variables which are independent variables R and T, they have been separated in this equation, and therefore what I am going to do is I am going to equate each side equal to some constant, each side equal to some constant. For example, this left hand side, minus h cross square upon 2m, then 1 upon u, then del square u plus v equal to some constant. Similarly, ih cross 1 over t dt by dt equal to some constant. So the same constant will be there. If LHS equal to some constant, then the same constant will be there with which this RHS will be equated. So what will be the constant? By which I will represent LHS and RHS? Just look at the dimensions of the terms that are appearing in this equation. This is kinetic energy in operator form, this is potential energy in operator form. So dimensionally the two terms, they are of energies, and therefore the resulting quantity will be energy. So I am equating it equal to E. If LHS is equal to E, then RHS must be equal to E. RHS must be equal to E. Okay, just look at the first equation, which is equated to E, energy. Why? Because the terms in this equation they are having dimensions of energy, and therefore I have equated it to energy. Minus h cross square upon 2m multiplying throughout by u, del square u, u will get cancelled, then vu, and then eu. What is important here is u depends only on r, v depends only on r, u depends only on r, depends only on r. This is Schrodinger's time independent wave equation in a 3 dimension, or steady state or stationary state wave equation in a 3 dimension. What is important in this equation is that the u and v both depends only on r. That is very important difference between time dependent Schrodinger equation and time independent Schrodinger equation. In time dependent form, both depends on r and t, r as well as t, and in time independent form, both u as well as v depends only on r. So u is dummy variable here. You can replace it by another symbol which is commonly used, such as psi, and the equation will become minus h cross square upon 2m del square psi. Instead of u, I am using psi. What is important here is, now in this equation psi depends only on r, and then v depends only on r, and then psi depends only on r, equal to E psi, where psi depends only on r. So this is equation number 10 and this is 11. So this is time independent Schrodinger equation in a 3 dimension. What is important to remember is that in this equation psi as well as v both depends only on r, position coordinate or variable position r or x, y, z, and it has been derived on the assumption that potential energy depends only on r. So that is the crucial assumption on the basis of which we have derived that equation. Now let us come to the right hand side, which has also been equated to E. So the next part is solution for time part. Solution for time part. Solution for time part. So let us consider this RHS, which has been equated to U, which has been equated to energy E, IH cross. So instead of that, IH cross 1 over T, and then dt by dt equal to E. So this I am writing as dt upon T, and this goes to that side. So E over E upon IH cross, I goes to the numerator becomes minus I IE upon H cross dt. dt goes to that side. Integrating this equation, integrating this equation, what we will get is log T equal to minus IET by H cross, IET by H cross, and constant of integration for convenience is taken as log A. This is actually natural logarithm, so I must represent it by, you have to understand it that it is natural logarithm ln and is not log to the base 10. Log T upon A, log A minus log B is T upon A is minus IET by H cross, And then taking exponentiation of this equation, what I will get is this: T by A equal to e raised to minus IET upon H cross, or T, which is function of time alone, is amplitude or some constant, what is called as amplitude, e raised to minus IET by H cross. So this is solution of time part. This is our equation number 12, or let us call it as equation number 12, and then this will become 13. So this is the solution of time part for all the problems in a quantum mechanics in which potential depends only on R. The time part remains the same and is e raised to minus IET by H cross. So solution of, so what I was actually doing, I was actually solving time dependent Schrodinger equation, and on the way of getting the solution for psi of RT, I have got time independent form. The solution of time dependent Schrodinger equation, or what is called as complete wave function psi of RT, which is product of u and t, is u of r e raised to minus IET by H cross. This is the complete wave function. The complete wave function is one which has both two parts, space part and time part. And time part for all problems in a quantum mechanics in which potential depends only on R remains the same and is e raised to minus IET by H cross. This equation is said to represent stationary state. This equation is said to represent a stationary state. So what is stationary state? Stationary state is one in which probability density mod psi square is constant in time. And it has to be constant because e raised to minus IET, while taking mod psi square, which is product of psi and psi star, e raised to minus IET H cross will get cancelled with e raised to plus IET by H cross, and you will get mod psi square as a constant in time. This will be constant. And the stationary states are characterized by well-defined values of the energies. I will repeat what is stationary state. Stationary state is one for which mod psi square, probability density mod psi square, is constant in time, and the stationary states are characterized by well-defined values of the energy. So today I will stop here. Next time we will discuss requirements for the acceptable or well-behaved wave function. Thank you.